Last week at the Arabian Business Achievement Awards, His Highness Sheikh Saud bin Saqr Al Khaimah won the Visionary Leader of the Year award. Not surprising, but today we're going to talk about why it was this year. I'm with Bernd de Boosman and you're watching Inside AB. Bernd, as I said in the introduction, no surprises why we wouldn't be giving the award to His Highness Sheikh Saud, but tell us why we've done it this year.
Well, I think collectively we looked at all his accomplishments over the last couple of years, and when you think about it, it's really quite impressive. For example, Ras Al Khaimah's economy has grown 200% in the last 10 years, which is an amazing statistic. And by the end of this year, they're going to have hit the 1 million visitors mark, which is amazing when you think it's not actually very populated compared to other places. I mean, there's a couple 100,000 people. And I think in general, tourism to Ras Al Khaimah has become quite an in-demand and discussed things. I mean, every time I go up there, I seem to see people coming from Germany, from the UK, specifically to Ras Al Khaimah, not as an offshoot of a Dubai trip, for example. And of course, there's startups, there's auto manufacturers, there's a lot of residential developments built and coming up still. So, like you said, I don't think there's any reason we shouldn't have not given it to them. Yeah,
they've got big plans, haven't they? I think their tourism plans are to go to 3 million by 2025, which when you consider that it was 500,000 visitors in 2013, that's astonishing.
Yeah.
He gave a very insightful speech at the awards, as you can see behind us there. Tell us a bit about what he said about his style of ruling, because that was really interesting.
Well, I think it was, I quite liked that he kind of dedicated it to his team and the hardworking people of Ras Al Khaimah, not just Emiratis, of course. He's made a specific point that it's a very diverse emirate. People from all over the world live there and work there now. So, I mean, that's part of the success story, that it's also managed to attract a lot of people to Ras Al Khaimah, which is, of course, very different than, Dubai or Abu Dhabi, for example, the style of living, for example. And he said that he believes success should be endless by improving everyone's lives and promoting tolerance. And he admitted he's made some mistakes along the way, but he's keen to learn from them and move forward from there.
Right. He also mentioned a certain former British Prime Minister.
He did. He's a fan of Miss Maggie Thatcher.
He certainly is, yes. He said that on a state visit to the country many years ago, she told him that you have to run a country like you run the family finances, and he's always remembered that.
Yeah, I'll always remember that now.
Yes. Okay, so apart from former British Prime Ministers, what did he say Ras Al Khaimah's most important resources were?
Well, he made a very specific point, which is very valid, in that they don't have oil. So of course then the question is, what is Ras Al Khaimah's most important resource? And he said quite simply that it's the people. Like I said, it's a diverse place. A lot of people doing a lot of different occupations live there now and work there now. So he dedicated this award to his team and to the people of Ras Al Khaimah, and he said, the success of the emirate in the future very much depends on the people that are working there now and in the past.
Right, great. And finally, this being the year of Zayed, the 100th anniversary of his birth, he said some very interesting comments about the late founding father of the UAE.
He did. I thought it was quite nice. He said, he, like most Emiratis, he sees himself as having two fathers, his own father and Sheikh Zayed. And going back to his point about people being the greatest resource, he said something I thought was nice. Wealth is not money. Wealth lies in men. That's where true power lies, the power we value. This is why we direct all our resources to build the individual. I think that kind of fits in nicely with the approach he outlined in general. And that inspires him. That approach from Sheikh Zayed has inspired him, and that kind of explains why Ras Al Khaimah is the way it is now.
I mean, to us non-Emiratis, it's just another reminder that Sheikh Zayed is a daily part of all their lives, isn't he, in the wisdom and guidance.
It is, and I'm not sure there's really an equivalent for most people from the West, in that you're constantly thinking about a leader from the not that far past, but
Well, great. So that was Sheikh Saud bin Saqr Al Qasimi, who was a very, very honoured guest and winner of the Visionary Award at the Arabian Business Achievement Awards. It was a pleasure to have him. And thank you, Bernd, for running us through those fantastic comments that Sheikh Saud made in his acceptance speech. So that's Ras Al Khaimah. It's on the march with a visionary leader, and we hope we'll get to talk about it again in the future. Right, do leave your comments, subscribe, share as always, and we'll see you next time. Bye.